What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda. Welcome to my channel. They're back. They've been on a break, but now they're back. And so, because they're back, I'm back. As much as I like to talk smack about how I ain't coming back, listen, I may or may not come back. Right now, they got a little interesting situation going. It's taken us a while to get here, but here we are. Here's some conversations that need to be had over here about love and marriage Huntsville. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Where do we start? We start with Marceau and Tisha discussing Chris Fletcher getting his license revoked. And then we switch over to Kimmy and Maurice, and they're discussing also Chris Fletcher getting his license revoked. And I mean, we all been talking, everybody been talking about Chris Fletcher getting his license revoked. We've been talking about for a minute. We wanted to know the details, what is actually happening over here. And I don't know, like that we're going to get as much details as we would like to get. Chris Fletcher, you're not going to be able to keep the streets out your business. You know what I'm saying? It's out there. And this is the thing. When you out here doing things you ain't got no business doing, you know what they say is always going to come to the light. So if I didn't tell you before, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Share it also. We need to get me out there in the algorithm. Sometimes I have a little boost. I'm in a little slug right now. So help me out my slug and like the video and share it with others. So yeah, especially others that's be over here watching Love and Marriage. Huntsville, child, where did we start? We start over here with Chris and Trisha. Tisha and Trisha. If you've not been here before, listen, these names over here will have our tongues tied completely in a knot. And that's where I'm, sometimes going to find myself. So right now, I'm going to try to keep it as clear as possible. Tisha is sitting here with a bucket hat on, and Trish is sitting here, with Trish is not the best at hair. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes her hair be, not great, and sometimes it's also not great. This is not great. But she just chilling. She done came over here with what Tisha calls her hot girl shorts on. It's funny to me because it's not just Tisha. I feel like when the girls enter the room, that's the first thing they size you up real quick. So somebody in the group is gonna be like, "Oh, you look cute. Oh, I love your hair. Oh, you got your hot girl booty shorts out on." Yeah, she got her booty shorts on because her and her man Ken are in a riff. And when you and your man get in a riff, your go-to might be your booty shorts. That's not everyone, but when you got a body like that, I don't need an excuse to go to get my booty shorts. I don't have a body like that. I said if I had a body like that, I wouldn't need no excuses to put my booty shorts on. Anyway, this is not a real friendship. This is like Tisha trying to recruit this lady to put her in charge of the girls, and nobody's going for that. And Trisha, honestly, she keeps it like very neutral. She don't really be following behind anybody for the most part. She goes with the flow. So whatever Tisha's recruiting was gonna be, it ain't gonna be now because she put her foot in her mouth because she's not very smart. She's smart with books, but she's not smart with friendships. Why do these people feel like there needs to be like a leader of the girls? I don't understand that. I feel like my very small friend group, no, everybody's a boss over there. Hey T, oh, did you watch the episode or are you just here to support? I feel like in my friend group, nobody, I mean, like I said, it's a bunch of bosses over there and nobody's in charge. Everybody in charge of their own shit. So I don't know why they always need somebody to be the boss. Like, I feel like I give boss energy. So I don't have to tell nobody I'm bossing because that's just kind of the vibe it is. And like I said, along with the rest of my girls. You just watched it good. So she fresh off the cable on network, Oprah Winfrey Network. Trish, when she's talking to certain people, because I feel like Trish been over here long enough. This conversation with Tisha makes her nervous. She doesn't look at her. She's kind of fidgety and she gives that energy. But when she's with her real friend Sharon, I think her name is, calms her energy a little bit. So she's over here as she should be. She should be very much on guard. But her nervous energy kind of, seeps through the TV. So we'd be like, girl, relax. You're making me uncomfortable. Shoot. Her son was in an accident. Horrible. This boy like went over the ledge of something, or I don't know. It seemed pretty bad the way she was telling it. Even the way she told the story, I can see why this story would make her uncomfortable. Based on what Trisha has been through with her family and losing family members, I know that she lost it when she heard this about her son. Like, I don't think this lady is equipped for nothing. No parent is equipped for that, first of all. But I feel like Trish is still very fragile and dealing with that's a lot. Like, that's a lot. There are days where I wake up emotional because of my family members that are no longer here. So, she just now dealing with it. So thank God he's okay. And I mean, we know she's not okay. Maybe no, there's no reason, these kids out here driving around. It's not even the kids. I feel like it's the crazy people. We have kids out here driving around who are just learning, and we have insensitive assholes and out of control driving. I'm speaking about where I live, honey. I see some things over here every day. There's an accident somewhere, somebody's car sitting on the roof. So yeah, God bless these kids. Keep your eye on them when they go out here, because like I said, some of them make bad decisions, but I don't feel like it's mostly them. I feel like it's other people who think they know how to. I know how to drive. I've been driving for years. Them the ones that you got to watch out for in the rain. Hurry up. Anyway, Tisha asked Trish if she talked to Nell. Ooh, that tea is still hot. Tisha asked Trish if she talked to Nell. Trisha's like, nope, haven't talked to her. Why would she? Honestly, they didn't even know they were related before. So now all of a sudden, like, they're supposed to be talking to each other. Ain't none of these people talk to each other, since filming. Everybody's over here saying, haven't talked to you since the 80s party. So once the cameras went down, nobody's talking to each other. Isn't that interesting? Because wasn't that an issue that they had with Melanie Cherie? Didn't they have a problem with her not being friends, like when the camera shut down? But it seems like that's what's happening over here. Except for Kimmy, who's clearly in the sunken place and has to be, caged up with these Scots and pretend like that's what she wants to be doing. Maybe she's not pretending, but anyway. Tisha said that she felt like at the 80s party that her and Miss Nell maybe kind of, sort of, we're going to be able to move forward. However, she's still upset with Destiny. The logic in that doesn't make sense at all. The logic in I'm going to be cool with Miss Nell, kind of, sort of, we're going to try to move forward. But I need to go back to where Destiny pissed me off, because she's going to need to kiss my ass until I feel like I'm satisfied, because I'm the queen girl over here, not you. That's what Tisha is giving. Maybe Wanda put that nonsense in her head. You know how some people hang around with people that are not on their level so they can be, servant in servitude to your friendship. You know what I mean? And some people like to be around people that are their like. So we having conversations about the next level, but not Tisha. She's one of those people, I feel like, that wants to keep people around that are underlings to her. And she thinks Destiny is an underling because Destiny's job is, making broken-hearted candles down to a storage unit. But she's not that. Trish is so childish. She absolutely is. She's acting like a spoiled little girl. And maybe that's the mindset. Maybe she's stuck there. You know what I'm saying? Like, when Wanda is your mama, surely your maturity is going to be lagging. You know what I mean? It's going to take a while for you to catch up with the rest of the people. Anyway, what else, child? She's still mad at Destiny. She asked her how are things going with her and Ken. Whew. Trish said that social media is causing a damper in their relationship. And Tisha can relate to that because, she's had her share of social media putting pressure on her relationship, which begs the question why she even went down this line of questioning, because she doesn't like it. She doesn't like it when you do it to her at all. Marriages are off limits, but maybe relationships are, unless you're married, I could attack your relationship. Just don't say anything about my marriage. Anyway, girl, I don't think social media is what got you and Ken into this situation in the first place. You emoji chocolate emojied him, and the street said you be sending licky tongues and things. So that's how this started, down to the DMs. I figure if you met your man in the DMs, be sure that he's probably in somebody else's DMs too. Because that's where it goes down. What you call it? Tried to tell you a long time ago, it goes down in the DMs. I get sick of niggas acting like DMs ain't the same thing as texting. Facebook messaging, Insta Messenger, all technology has done is created more avenues for people to communicate with each other. Social media also will tell on you. So if you ain't technically savvy and you out here doing dirt, you bound to get caught, because the network be talking without your permission. You be to like something and then your wife be at the front door like, who is this? So, for people that are not up to no good, it really don't matter. Like, I could care less, honestly, what you see, me liking and things like that. But when you up to no good, it could be a problem. Be careful, Ken. And what's this girl, Trish? Because y'all be out here down in the DMs. Anyway, somebody told Ken that they saw Trish out with some dude that was buff like him. And she wants to know where. That was Trish's slick way of telling Tisha. Yeah, and it wasn't slick. This is like somebody that you're supposed to be trying to forge a relationship with. And if it ain't you, honestly, T, don't ask me about what's going on in my relationship. Just only like take what I give you. Because if I haven't given it to you, don't ask me about it. You won't get past. It's cool. Well, I mean, what would I be getting into? Like the monotony of day-to-day relationship stuff? No. So if I ain't telling you, then don't ask me. And we're not cool like that. And, she doesn't like it, like I said. So there's no point in her doing it. Anyway, was she out here in these streets with somebody? I doubt it. But one thing for sure, Ken is a Scorpio. What a Scorpio is going to do is accuse you of doing the things that they doing. So if Ken is out here in these streets doing, things he ain't got no business doing, he's definitely going to come up with a story that, makes Trish try to defend herself from something she didn't damn do. I'm just saying. Tisha was like, he shouldn't even be out here questioning you about that, because some ladies came to me and told me that he be over here in these DMs. And she said, how was she supposed to respond to that? How was she supposed to respond to that? I'm telling you how many ways I would never be repeating that to somebody. You know what I mean? What are you telling me for? Did you tell the person? You need to tell Trish that Ken be down in the DMs. So she's been holding this for how long? Child, usually by the time it gets to the streets, honestly, wifey already know. We gonna call her wifey because she ain't know. Is she still married? I think she's divorced from Marquez. So she's over here wifeyed up with this man. They're not matrimony in real life. When you matrimony, you have a license that says y'all can't break up without, spending a lot of money to undo this shit. So they can't, they can just break up and do whatever. She's wifey. She's not anybody's wife. Ken being in somebody's DMs is not surprising. Like I said, that's where they met, in the DMs. And because things have gotten shaky over here, now, backstory from where we left off, we know these people like to fight on the internet. And these people is Ken and Trisha and Marquez. And Marquez and Trisha were in the middle of a divorce battle, and the judge said that this nigga Ken had to get out of the house with that minor child. That's what had happened. And then I feel like Marquez was down to the internet saying if he ain't get out of that house, he about to go tell the judge about it, because Marquez is very petty. So he went to stay with Will. And then he realized, I guess, he gonna have to get a whole apartment, because Will said, you can't be down here to the wicked gentleman's bachelor pad for very long, because I'll be having women rolling up and through here on a regular. So, he does. It doesn't matter how douchey he is. All he has to do is show up with muscles and few eensy weensy braids, and somebody down there in Huntsville is gonna think he is the catch of the week. Because he probably not going to let you stay around for much longer than a week. Anyway, I feel like Ken is out here in the DMs looking for another vulnerable single mom that he can, plant his feet down permanently. And that way he could go half on things and he'll have to spend money on his own apartment. He'll say that that's what he wants. Like, I make a lot of money and I could do what I want. But I mean, or you could go ahead and move in with some woman who has children and then you could play, I take care of these kids and with a real dad. And it can't be a woman whose husband, ex-husband, father of their children, he can't be very present because, Ken wants to like beat on his chest and be the man of the house. So he needs some woman whose baby daddy ain't shit. So he could go over there and pick it up and then he could be sharing bills and things. It's a good like little plan. You know what I'm saying? That Ken be working on. Ken wanted to come over here and be on this show. I think Ken doesn't realize that we don't really want either one of them, but we damn sure don't want him without her. So, be careful what moves you make in Ken, because you can go. You're bringing nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the muscles is only entertaining to so many folks. Not everybody is like infatuated with, his physique. It doesn't work the same, I think, for like men as it does women. Maybe a little bit, like it's a couple of few, but I feel like for women, like, right now, that's her currency. And it's working because she's over here like with her DMs flooded. We guess. I don't know these people. I don't know what's happening in their DMs except for the stuff that they, make public. Yeah, he said he went to stay with Will. I mean, Kim, you be lying. The Fletchers. This is a difficult situation. I feel bad for Miss Nell. No wonder why this lady be snapping out. It's a lot going on over here in her neck of the woods. Chris over here and got himself in trouble. Nell said she doesn't have the program director for the daycare is gone. We don't know if she retired or what happened, but program director, that's a big job. And so when somebody like that leaves your business that's managing things, now you got to be there more. Okay. And, she'll find another program director, but that takes time. You want to put somebody in a position that's, experienced and not going to be, bamboozling. And it's a lot. Her reputation is 30 years long. She can't just bring anybody up in there. And, on top of that, them boys, them boys be leaving them kids over there. And the fact that she says she needs a nanny means when they have those kids, both Lance and Chris, both Lance and Chris get them kids, you know how they do, and they bring them over to their mama's house, and then they go do whatever they got to do. Lance has a business, and we don't know what Chris is doing. But we know that Ms. Nell now has the responsibility of not one, but two grandchildren 2 years old. These are babies. That's, girl, are you for real? And now this ninja over here talking about he lost his job. And she's a caregiver. Oh my God. Just listening to her tell us what she's got going on. It just, oh my God, the weight is heavy. And she's a caregiver for her father. And we don't know the condition of her father, but I know firsthand being a caregiver is a lot. It's a lot. You got to deal with doctor's appointments and nurses and, it's a lot. So that's another thing she needs. And while she needs all these things, program director, is going to run the daycare. Nanny, that's going to cost. And them boys need to be the ones paying for it, to be honest, because it doesn't make sense for them to be. Don't drop them over here and think it's going to be for free. I guess she can't just be bringing random children into that daycare without, there's protocol. You know what I'm saying? They have to be enrolled in the daycare. She just can't bring her grandkids over there. So, yeah, they need to pay for that. And then, whoo, child. I know one thing, Chris Fletcher, while you're off work, looking for work or whatever it is you're doing over there so casually, you can go ahead. This house is a beautiful home, but it definitely needs an update. So while you don't have nothing to do, Chris Fletcher, paint them damn ugly yellow walls. Get that gaudy ass mirror down. Let's make some changes over here that's going to make Miss Nell feel better about her new situation, because whatever is going over here is very sad. That room looks sad. just like Miss Nell looks sad, and Chris looks sad too, because you in a sad situation. Nell is irritated with Chris's calm, carefree attitude. And I understand that because I often feel that way myself. When things are stressful, um, and people are walking around not acknowledging, what's happening, coming in with some type of idea, plan, game plan. This man said he don't have a game plan for that. How long is your license? Did he think he was just going to just keep skirting and working under the table and having people jeopardize their shit for him? Because I'm here to tell you, I had a person, I don't want to get too involved. I had a person who had an idea that she was going to invest in this birthday party thing for the little girls. Remember when all the moms were taking their kids to get hair and nails and having a beauty day party for the little girls? You have to work very hard to keep that thing booked. You know what I'm saying? And you need an event planner to always be keeping, that booked. But anyway, when it came to the idea, when it came to pedicures, and I feel like she took her daughter somewhere for a birthday party, and then they decided they want to invest, her and another lady wanted to invest in it. When it came down to getting equipment, I got a text message saying, hey, these bowls, these pedicure bowls that I want, require a cosmetology license, and I don't have one. And I didn't respond because my college cosmetology license was not an option. We're not doing that. So yeah, pick some different bowls. I don't know what to tell you, but my license is not up for use. I don't know nothing about your birthday party thing. So whatever Chris Fletcher did, he knew damn well that he was risking his livelihood. And so him sitting over there looking like a sad puppy trying to figure out, maybe, you can partner up with me at the daycare. She says she's 100% owner of the daycare. And I feel like married people, they have separate things. That brokerage and everything, she says she's not part owner in that. So, that's your thing. And the daycare is my thing. And I'm not getting ready to partner up with you because you already on the payroll. So I don't know what Mr. Handy Dandy Chris does over there for the daycare, but apparently, he does a little running around, and I can see that if she busy and she can't have time to, run around and grab things or whatever it is that she has him on the payroll doing, he over here telling Martell the business, and she doesn't like that. And I'm like, that's freaking stupid, to be honest, because who tells Martell their business? Telly. You over there telling Martell your business, and it's pissing your wife off. I feel like if Chris made some type of effort to say, not her daycare, you got yourself in this situation. So what are you going to do in the meantime? You know what I'm saying? To try to help supplement, because finances on top of everything she has going on, you trying to break this lady. You talking about her boutique. Her boutique is not even open. So her boutique is not, that's an expense. That's not bringing in any type of income. There's no profit being made on a business that's not open. And brand new businesses be spending money for a while, trying to make sure everything, you know what I'm saying? So Chris, stop it. You play too much. Sitting up here, you know how your wife is. I mean, and if it were me, I would want to know something like, what's the plan? Where do we go? Even talking about it makes you feel a little bit more at ease. So, at least we got a game plan, because you walking around, like she said, acting like everything is good, talking about, it can be 12 months or, 24 months. So for 2 years, that's your plan? You got a 2-year plan for me to pay all these bills? Come on. They got into this argument over who owns what, who owns the daycare. I mean, y'all are married, so the way assets are bound together and that kind of thing. But I get what she's saying. He's like, you're not a broker. You can't own my business. And she's like, well, you don't know what the fuck I do. Sorry. I was going to stop cussing. You're not going to downplay me. I've had this business since I was 17, 19 years old. You have nothing to do with it. Now you know that you went and messed up. You want to be over here talking about, do I need a partner? I don't. So no wonder this lady popping off. They trying to kill her over there. I hope Miss Dell finds some type of relief, and then I can see why she ain't talk. Ain't nobody dealing with all this trying to talk to Tisha, and Trish, and Destiny, and all of that. Destiny be coming around over that house, so there's that. Kimmy and Maurice. I don't know about you, but I really just wanted this thing to be over. They were annoying me so much. Monster's about to go to college, and Maurice is like, so Monster will be gone, and I guess we're going to have to see if we really like each other. That's nice. He's starting right in. What do you mean, see if you really like each other? Most people that are about to be empty nesters be like, heck yeah, these kids about to be out. We about to have a place to ourselves. You know, that's people that are in a good place in their marriage. But this man is talking about, now I guess we got to see if we like each other. If you're not going to be bending over all this furniture out here for several times a day, I don't see the point in, us staying together. Maurice seems to be standing on business. His energy, his attitude, nothing has changed about what he was saying over there last time we seen him. And Kimmy thinks that they're going to benefit by having time alone. How? Y'all are in therapy, da 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 da. He's over there. He already told you he playing at the therapy session. He's over there trying to, figure out a way to counteract anything that's said against him because that's what he does. And Kimmy's in the sunken place. And she's making excuses. She's remixing what he said. And I'm like, well, what is she talking about? She said, what did she say? She said she's in love with him and she wants to stay with him. Well, then stay, girl. I mean, nobody's asking you to leave except maybe him. He's the only one that's kind of trying to weasel his way out of this situation. We don't really care what you're doing, girl. We're surprised and disappointed, and we can feel how we want to feel, but nobody is telling you to leave that man. If you want to stay with that lopsided hair monster, please do. It's up to you. She says she's not unhappy. She said he's sharing comments that he said and he shouldn't have said, and he should never say again. So you want us to believe, can we go all the way back, that you're happy, you're just upset because he doesn't really try to have thoughtfulness in the way he communicates. What the hell are we talking about? You don't communicate in a way that you care about how I feel after things are said. And Maurice responded with, what did he say? Okay, I'm not going to say it again. I'm going to try to say it again. I may say it again, but I'm not going to try to say it again. I may say it again, but I'm not going to I'm going to get over saying it. Ugh. It's just as confusing, trying to spit it out as it is what he said. What does that mean? What does that even mean? And does he want her to strain her brain trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about? Sorry, I'm returning the text. Kimmy is bringing up this old stuff about, what he said over on Carlos' channel and, things that he said in the past that she would deem not thoughtful. But really, the last conversation we seen them at, he was saying that his requirement is for her to have sex multiple times a day, whether she wants it or not. And that's a non-negotiable for him. That's what he needs. He needs for her to have sex multiple times a day. And she said she was, not even attracted to his soft hands anymore because he doesn't do shit. He just wants to tell people what to do. And it's not attractive. When he was over there physically, putting things together, she was attracted to that. But now, not so much. And let's be real. Kimmy is menopausal. If he's getting sex at all, then, God bless her, because I'm just saying, God bless her, because I feel like I personally, I'm not doing it. If I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing it. And if you can't understand what I might be going through, then I guess that's on you. I don't know what else to say, but when I'm feeling all right, then, we could get it on. If I'm not, then get somewhere. And I feel like that's probably most marriages. And if you're not going to be a little bit considerate, he's not. He said, I'm going to need it multiple times a day, 2, 3 times a day, every day. Ciao. You can get on with that. It can't even be good for anybody. At this point, you just pumping and dumping. Nasty ass. Um, we're gonna pretend like, she's upset about things that were said over in Carlos's channel. What about when he leaves and gets drunk and doesn't come home and you have to go over to the office and see if he's there? But he might be locked up. But if he's not locked up, he might be over at the office. We're going to act like Martell wasn't over there talking about women that they take over to the office. Kimmy pretending like these aren't things and talking about, you don't talk to me nice and you're just not thoughtful. Then she will make a statement and answer on his behalf. Yes, you say crazy things. I say crazy things too. Girl, both of y'all crazy and maybe deserve each other. But anyway, we're just going to chalk it up to Maurice thinks he's funny. That's the problem. You think you're funny. You be saying things and you think it's funny and it's not funny. Okay. So now we all know he's not really rude. He's, a good guy. He just thinks he's funny, but he's not funny. I'm glad that's her problem. Destiny. Destiny is over here down to bingo with her dad and his best friend of 40 years. I guess, when was he with Martell's mama? What is this lady? What purpose does she serve in his life? Because clearly she helped raise Destiny. That Destiny felt like she says it's her godmother. So I guess, maybe they're best friends like how her and Martell are best friends. But they sitting up here at bingo. And she said she's going to Detroit to meet her brothers and sisters. Destiny is the oldest of 7 children. She had a brother, an older brother. He passed away. Her dad said, he tried to get custody of the brother, but her grandmother, wouldn't let it happen. So clearly he's not the father of the older brother. And her mama has had, 7 other children since Destiny. And they don't even know her. That's wild. I'm going to go ahead and say, because I'll be hard on Destiny, I appreciate her sharing this story because the real shit to me is always better than the fake shit if she's gonna tell the story. Only thing is I don't mind watching her meet her brothers and sisters if they're down and she's wants to include us in this story. I'm here for that. I don't need to see her mother, her drug addicted mother. I don't think that they should be in it's Bell Collective and now here and Frankie and all of these people that come on television shows and they're drug addicted. It never goes good because they think then after they appear on a show that they're famous and then you see them out in the streets really wilding out. But it will be interesting to see her meet her siblings that she's never met. I guess she's been working, because they were adopted out to other families. And at this point, she says it's been 27 years, so they're grown. And maybe it's easier now to find people. I guess it depends on how the adoption was set up. But yeah, I guess, that's going to be part of Destiny's story. And if this is what she's going to do, I'm not even going to hold you. I was really liking Destiny this episode, just the way she handled these people over here. Here come Martell. Martell came in there. They're meeting up at a car wash, which, I guess, we ain't going to Nell's house because she don't want it. Ken don't have no house. He just got an apartment or, I don't know at what point he said he got an apartment. So he probably just moved in there and there's no furniture. We don't know what Martell is doing. We do know he makes interests like Letitia Pearson over there on Bell Collective. He comes in, he's booked and busy and, and he's got new businesses. You know how Letitia always got new businesses. And he's got a new relationship. I know he's not talking about Ariana. Ain't nothing new about that relationship. That relationship went on half of your marriage. So it's not new unless there's somebody else he wants to talk about. Anyway, They sit down over here at this picnic table with nothing to, no cocktail, no soda, no nothing. They just gonna talk. Chris, because he's in trouble, I guess, decided to pass the baton over to Destiny to handle this listing that Martell is never gonna, build or sell. But we'll see. This $1 million home it's not even done. That's why Destiny ain't called you back. He said he hit Destiny up. She said she was in the middle of a podcast or something, or whatever she was doing. She couldn't talk about it, and she ain't called him back. And he's like, I can't believe her. This is like $20-some thousand in her pocket. When the house get built, call her. Is the house even done yet? What is the rush? Shoot, by the time the house is done, Chris probably have his situation back together. So, they over here trying to play Destiny like, she's dropping the ball and ain't even no ball to drop. So there's that. They talking smack. Chris shared that his license is revoked. Now, Ken seemed surprised by this information, but Martell did not. And I can't help but wonder, is Martell the reason why Chris's license is revoked? Because when Martell was squatting in the house and he wouldn't get out, and I don't know where the money went, but Martell, Chris, I have somebody that's ready to buy this house, and Martell's like, I'll get out whenever I want to get out. And if you look at the timeline, seems like it could be a thing. Because you can't be doing that. And if you took my money for a house and now you still got somebody in there that's supposed to be out and so I can move in, then either give me my money back. And you got me tied up. I could have been like purchasing another home. So I wonder, like, it'll come out sooner or later. He looking over there like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Telly must have some good juice on him. That's all I can say. And, Martell had the audacity to look at him and say, how are you going to feed your family? That's cold-blooded if he's the reason. If he's the reason why you got revoked, and then he has the audacity to ask you how you're going to feed your family. And Fletcher's like, I've got other businesses. I have a business right across the street. That's not your business. That's Miss Nell's daycare, child. That's it. And honestly, the big as that house is, and as much, you know what I'm saying, they say they have investments, but how is that daycare really going to be able to pay for all their bills? That's a lot, Chris Fletcher. You better get up from this car wash and go find something to do. They said they have a cleaning business. Maybe you should open a car wash. You ain't got the money to do it right now. Whew, this is a conundrum. Martell asked Ken how him and Trish are doing. That's awkward, Martell, for you to be asking this man about how he's doing with his girl that you smashed, and we all know you did. And you could have possibly went back around the block with her. Ken said the peace went away at the house. It's a problem over there because the peace went away. And I could have swore he said they would be at peace if Marquez went away. And now Marquez went away and he took the peace with him. How did that happen? I'm confused. Martell thinks that Ken should get a woman. Now that he's over with Trish, allegedly, whatever he's doing. He thinks that Ken needs a woman with no kids because he doesn't have any kids. He needs somebody in her 20s that can be controlled. Ken is like, I don't want that because, women under 30 usually be slow. Yes, slow to have their own mortgage and things. You know what I'm saying? When you're in your 20s, you're usually having fun and blowing all the money that you're making. You don't start making adult decisions usually till you get in your 30s. And, women in their 30s are more likely to have a mortgage and not a roommate. So this is not going to work for Ken. He needs somebody grown that's, got somewhere for him to go stay. He's a truck driver, so he probably doesn't even really want to buy a house. Did he say he was looking out for a friend? That's what he said. He said he was looking out for a friend. You talking about Chris Fletcher, and it got him in trouble. And I want to know if that friend is Telly that was over there squatting in that house that he sold. and he took them people's money and then, didn't follow through on what he said. And now, like, I'm held up, like my down payment money, I could go make a down payment somewhere else. So if you don't give me my money, I'm telling on you. I'm just saying, you know, Martell seems very unsurprised by this news. Anyway, now he over here giving advice to Ken about going to get him a 20-year-old, 20-something-year-old so he can control him. Um, Ken said people nowadays are quick to quit on relationships, and he said he's got a lot of fight in him. I guess we'll see, child. You can't be fighting for your love and then down to the DMs at the same damn time. But like I said, he's a Scorpio, so you gotta take that for the grain of salt. It is Taco Tuesday. Isn't it interesting that Kimmy said that Tisha has never been to Taco Tuesday before? You know why? Because Taco Tuesday is something that she does with her real friends, not with Tisha. Tisha don't have no friends that we know about. Have we seen any? I don't remember seeing any of Tisha's friends. I heard Wanda say she's got hundreds of friends, but I haven't seen her with any friends. We've seen Kimmy's friends, and Destiny's friend is Martell, and she rolls solo dolo, so she don't really need jobs. She don't want to. That's how Destiny is. And then based on her upbringing, you can see why she probably don't. She cut people off or don't allow people to get too close. Anyway, Kimmy said, they sitting down. Listen, Destiny's not there. It's just Kimmy and Tisha. And Kimmy, how you doing? Kimmy said, things are moving slow. The restaurant is not done. I mean, yeah, it's not done yet. She can't go into it too deep because we know why it's not done. It's because Marceau is in charge of, construction, which she didn't want to do in the first place. But, her husband forced her hand. And now here she is right where she thought she was going to be with an unfinished business. If she would have went with a different place, then maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation. Tisha said it slowed down the Scott Realty too. So she said Marceau has been focused on Whitehall. And that's where all his time has gone to. So, okay, so let's go to Whitehall. That's what we're going to do. We want to see what has taken up Marceau's time. Whitehall is a $600,000 property, I believe. We'll go to Whitehall first, then we'll get into the website, Scott Realty. What the heck I got going on over here? Okay. So this is Whitehall. We're having a little tour of the place. Going in the front door, what do we see? They got music playing in the background, so I'll turn it on in a minute, but I didn't want that music to interfere. I mean, I don't know that this is anything. Marcel likes to put marble floors, like it looks very cold. I don't know. Who are they selling to? Thing one. Thing two, if you pay attention, like she's going very fast. But if you pay attention to the ground, look at that house across the street. It don't match. She got this music playing in the background. It doesn't match. She going so fast. Do you want us to see it or not, girl? That's a closet. It looks a little claustrophobic in there. It's a lot of squares, like the square space. There's no interesting like walls. You know what I mean? Where shapes of the room. The shower is nice. I don't know what kind of room that is. She's not gonna take us in there to see it. So huge window on that bedroom that faces the street. Everything black. They be stuck on black. How did I don't like the floors with that black thing. Like the floors don't, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they could have went with different flooring if they was gonna make everything black. They got ebony wood hardwood floors or whatever, laminate, whatever that is they got up there. Is that a pool? It looks like it has a pool. Is this giving 610,000? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Like, I mean, I don't own a house, but I do know that there's a such thing as property value. Yeah, this is her walking back up to the house again. Did I not show any of that? I've been going on this whole time, haven't I? Hey, El Cid. I've been going on this whole time and I didn't share it. I'll share it in a minute. I'll share it on, on after we look at Scott's website. Let's see. I'm glad I was talking because it would have just been dead silence. We'll go to their website because I wanted to see, like, okay, here's the home, Huntsville, Alabama. It's $610,000. We can view the details. These are her listings. Okay, we'll just click here. This is the front of the house. It's a square box. There's not a whole lot of interest. It looks absolutely nothing like the homes in the neighborhood. So there's that. It's just a square box. That's the side view, I suppose. It's a spacious, I suppose. This is the hallway. He really likes these stairs. The stairs light up, so I feel like that's their like favorite thing in the house, these stairs. Um, I ain't the one that want to be walking up these stairs. You can give me a ranch style home. This kitchen looks a lot like Tisha's kitchen. They want to put everything black everywhere. I don't think everybody likes like all that black. I like black to some extent in my decorating, but I feel like it limits you to what you can do in the house. And then does that chandelier go? Like, I don't know if that chandelier goes. The refrigerator don't really go either, if we're being honest. But I feel like Marcel made all these decisions. So we got gold faucets and gold paper towel rack, but a silver refrigerator and then silver. I mean, it's 600 and something thousand. We got this big patio door. I'm not a fan of the door. I can't, we can't see much of the backyard from here, but it's just this wide open space. Like there's honestly not a whole lot of design to it. The screened in porch got grass in it. Why would you do that? I don't know why you would do that. We're gonna sit outside on the screened in porch with grass, or maybe it's fake grass. I don't care. Either way, I don't want grass on the screened in porch. So I don't know whose idea that was. And it didn't look like there isn't grass outside. Okay. We see a fence. Who took these pictures? You're supposed to have, yes, it's turf. It's turf out on the screened in porch. Now the turf look better than the grass do on the outside. Why didn't he just get sod laid down around there? We're going to see how long this sits, how long this house is on the market for, that he's been spending all his time on. Okay, she's got a picture of the ceiling fan. Cute. From outside. I don't know what this is. Is it a wine cellar? It doesn't look like it. It's just some glass cabinet closet. I don't know what it is. Okay, the door opens out where it's inside, outside. Can we take the astroturf? You gonna come in this house and have to, after 610,000, and have to take that stuff down. I don't know what this closet thing, cabinet, with the door on it. That grass is atrocious. I know he didn't. Now, doesn't that look weird for the fake grass on the screened in porch to look better than the grass that's outside that's supposed to be real grass? Did Tisha take these pictures? There's a shelf, and to be honest, it looks inexpensive. I guess that's where the TV goes. it's just one box inside of a box inside of a box. This house is, it would be a no for me. I ain't got it for those 610,000, but to me, it's giving 300,000. Pretty tub. I mean, what do y'all think? Do y'all think the house is giving $600,000 worth of anything over there? I wasn't feeling it. Usually when I click out of here, my face be froze. So I'm gonna do this. That way I'm not looking a fool. So let's go look. This is her other listing. She's got the Whitehall listing, and we still got this space over here, this office space over here that looks like it could be attached to that house. This is the same $1,500 a month office space that she was trying to rent. She hasn't been able to rent it. The one that's in the same plaza next to Black, she doesn't have an office. And clearly, child, yeah, Tisha ain't doing nothing over here. So then why is she saying she's so busy? Because she hasn't even been able to sell this studio space. That should be really easy. You don't know no hairstylist or nothing. I feel like the hairstylist for $1,500 a month, you could put a couple in there, a hairstylist in there to rent that space. Only on the outside. I do like it on the outside. However, I mean, aside from the artificial turf on the screened in porch, it doesn't match any of the houses in the neighborhood. It's just a sore thumb sticking out. And so, like, are you going to get your money's worth? Like I said, I don't own my house, but I know about property value. And if that house is not matching the price of all the rest of the houses, it's going to be sitting there, or he going to have to take a big cut. Yeah, she ain't sold nothing. So she's sitting up here telling Kimmy how, that's been the priority, and that she went ahead and got with some other real estate agents that specialize in residential because she doesn't do residential. So she paired up with these two girls here. Women, Letitia Scott, women in real estate, a hashtag collaboration, hashtag Alicia Adams and Cheryl Powers. These are her two real estate agents that she's working with, to sell this house. Now, this is what the house was. When was this? This was just in February. So I guess that's why the grass ain't done, because they still just got a pile of dirt. That was last month, just a month ago. So how rude is it that Tisha is working with these two ladies and not Kimmy? And Kimmy feels a way about it clearly, because she said that Scott 1.0 is something else. That's what she said. We wasn't able to see inside the house, only the outside. Well, let me take you through the house, because I didn't share it the first time. But, Tisha's going to walk real fast through this house, and you'll be able to see, like, the houses in the neighborhood, Let's see. This is the tour of the house.
So I'm just walking y'all through Whitehall today, just in case you're not able to make the open house, but you still would like to see the home. We have the first floor bathroom here, the first floor room here, nice custom closet. Walk out through the kitchen, very open space. The winery storage there.
Winery storage.
The stairs here. The stair lights up once you hit them. And we're headed upstairs.
I can hear eyes rubbing against each other.
Walking into the main bedroom. Here's the master here. Up, closet's closed. I need to open this. Master
That's a
closet.
narrow closet.
Master bathroom.
I'm sorry, but for 610,000, I need a
Private
closet to be
bathroom.
bigger than that.
Toilet room here. A shower combo. Have the laundry room here. It's upstairs where all the bedrooms are. Another bedroom here. Custom closet. Y'all see me in the background. Bathroom and Jay's jacket. You have the upstairs loft area here. Lots and lots of space. Another bedroom here. Custom closet. Bathroom. This is the only two rooms that share in the bathroom. Another nice closet. Guys, this video is doing this no justice. You have to come here and check it out. Open house today.
She's not doing it any justice. She's giving 0 adjectives.
Back down the stairs I go.
So there it is. That's the inside of the house. I feel like, when you watch like Selling Sunset or any of these reality shows that are about real estate, you usually like get a good description of, what you can do. Like they be selling the house. She's like, here's a closet, laundry room, another closet, wine bar. Okay. Anyway, that's the house, 610,000. If you want to take a good look at it, click by click, you go over to the realty.com and you can see both of the listings that she's too busy to sell. Her collabing with these ladies, I guess, is hoping that they'll help her sell it because she can't go over there and be bothered showing the house. Based on what she just did, she shouldn't be showing the house. So what is her skill as a realtor? You know what I'm saying? Because usually you get like what the cabinets are made out of, custom this. And I feel like I could have walked through that house and give me 10 minutes and I can come up with some adjectives to describe, the luxuriousness and why you want to spend $610,000 for that box. But, that's it. That's what they got going on over there. I don't know why she doesn't have time to show it. Her kids are teenagers. She don't work anywhere that I know of. I thought this was her job. I thought her job was being a realtor. So, child. Her and what is it? Letitia Pearson, they right there together with they booked and busy self. Destiny finally gets there. So where we at? We over here with the ladies at Taco Tuesday. Destiny finally gets there. She says she hasn't seen the lady since the 80s party. So, like I said, we haven't talked since filming stopped the last time. Kimmy is defending Tisha's BS. That's what I wrote down. I think it's because Destiny was like, yeah, that was a trip. They had to go all the way back to when they were at the winery and, why, Tisha felt away because Destiny got out the car. And yeah, Kimmy was just doing the same thing with Tisha that she does for Maurice, like speaking on her behalf in a way, maybe she just needed, girl, Destiny is like, I told you when we got over there that I was sorry I made you feel away. Like, so tell me what I said. Tisha said, I felt like you were taking Nell's side. And Destiny said, well, tell me what I said, that made you feel that way. Well, I don't remember what you said. So you don't remember what she said to make you mad. You just remember you felt some type of way. And I don't have to remember what you said, baby, honey. I don't have to remember what you said. I just know you made me feel some type of way. It felt like you were taking Nell's side. And Destiny said, didn't I apologize for making you feel some type of way? And she did over at the at the winery, she did. And now let's be clear, Destiny, you have to take responsibility for starting this shit in the first place. Because if you hadn't went back running your mouth to Miss Nell about what Tisha said and then running back over to Tisha to say what Nell said, then you would not be having this conversation now. Now you're in an argument with a toddler. because she doesn't know why her feelings are hurt. But if you want to be her friend, you're going to have to show her loyalty. And loyalty to me, to her, means taking her side, whether she's right or whether she's wrong. And she started out having this issue with Kimmy, but Kimmy, is in the sunken place and she has fallen in line. So whenever Tisha does something stupid, Kimmy is going to find a way to explain why she feels the way she feels. And Destiny said, Tisha got too many damn feelings, and I'm not going to run around here trying to figure out what she's feeling like if she don't even know what her issue is. Heard and word, Destiny. Tisha started talking about you, just like with Martell, like when we were talking before. I don't even remember when that happened, honestly. Was that this season or last season? Destiny said her and Martell, they've been friends forever, and she met them through Martell. And I feel like vaguely, I remember Destiny saying she was in the middle because of her relationship with Martell, because Martell at that point had fallen out with everyone. But it seems like, whatever he holding got these men back in line. He's like as bad as Trump. Shit, everybody falling over here in line for whatever Martell got going on. At this point, who gives a shit? These women aren't going anywhere anyway. We might as well let all the cats out of the bag. What'd she say? Oh, Tisha said she feels like, she doesn't want to have this conversation anymore with Destiny, because Destiny's just going to run and tell everyone that they were ganging up on her. And I was like, who is everyone? And Destiny's like, I don't need to go tell somebody anything. I could have a conversation with you now like I always had. And Kimmy was over there nodding her head like she agrees. You agree that Destiny is going to tell who? Miss Nell? I can tell you right now, Miss Nell don't care what y'all got going on over here. She over there trying to figure out her own situation. So, and whatever, if it involves Leticia Scott, she damn sure don't care. I don't know. It seemed like Tisha was grasping for straws. I'm not even sure what she wants from Destiny. We all sitting here like, what is it that you want? The lady said that she was sorry. And so why are we here? And Tisha's like, well, clearly we haven't, cleared it up. What is it that you want me to do? Destiny said, I'm not kissing your ass. And Tisha said, oh, I'm not asking you to do that. They were going back and forth. It was just a circular conversation until Destiny said, I feel like I'm being gaslit. And I'm like, that's because you are being gaslit. Tisha, she's talking over her. Destiny's like, I just trying to ask you a question. Tisha says she's not answering any more questions. And she calls Destiny a victim. And that's where it ended. She getting real spicy with Destiny. Detroit Destiny, Tisha is not the one. Kimmy talking about Tisha about these streets. She about to find out, because Destiny will drag you from Alabama to Detroit to Atlanta. Remember what she told, what's that lady with the pink shoes on? The Whitmores, the Whitlows. Anyway, coming up this season, because they said this season, they didn't say next week, but Marceau confronts Tisha about being the bone carrier. He said if anybody in this group should not be being the bone carrier, it would be us. Because why? Because they've had their share of that nonsense. And so, yeah, Tisha, why are you even bringing anybody's business up to them, that you don't want to deal with, in your own relationship? The ladies get together, and Trisha, she spent the block with somebody. We don't know who she spent the block with. Possibly Martell. Martell said she's a butterface. And now I didn't say that. That's what he said. So I don't know that she's spinning the block with him, but clearly her and Ken is outside, because she's spinning the block and he down in the DMs, and there's that. Destiny and Tisha, they're going at it again. What did she say? I've had your back. Something to the effect that I've had your back. The only person that hasn't had your back is your husband. Oop. Can't wait to hear how that conversation plays out. But it had Bessemer Tisha stomping her way out the room. Marceau confronts Fletch about, his license being revoked. And Fletch act like he don't owe anybody any explanation about anything. And Fletch, You cannot do business with people and not tell them that your license is revoked. So yeah, you did owe him a phone call. You sitting up here like now, he sound like Miss Nell said. You walking around acting like everything is gravy and it's not. So it don't matter. That house ain't being sold anytime soon. Not if Tisha is the agent. Um, and yeah, looks like Tisha was over at Destiny's house, and they got into it again, and more hollering and screaming at each other. So I guess that friendship is over. I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, we'll see. Be here next week. I will be anyway at 7 o'clock, and we're gonna talk about what's next on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye, y'all.